When it comes to Serena Williams, she is unquestionably one of the biggest icons in sport history, and on the top among the greatest athletes of all time. At the US Open, a simple look at the number of people of color present and black fans underlines how Serena's success has influenced the world of tennis. But this is just a tiny part of how Serena changed women's tennis. Let's dive deeper. Recently, as Serena Williams stood 2 wins away from one of the most outstanding accomplishments in her sport, it all appeared to be falling apart. For more than 10 months between 2002 and 2003, she had set a level of dominance not seen since the best of the previous century. Serena Williams has become an icon of resilience, strength, and beauty. She's won 23 single significant titles, the most ever by any woman or man. She was ranked number 1 on 8 separate occasions between 2003 and 2017 with 39 Grand Slam titles. Williams holds the record for the most prominent titles in singles, doubles, and mixed doubles among all active tennis players. She's also a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. Even with her accomplishments, critics were quick to dismiss her being the greatest tennis player, the fact that's been the narrative throughout her professional career. Skeptics were always willing to bring her down no matter what they nitpicked about her, so Serena didn't let it get in her way of achieving greatness on and off the court. Even with the incredible success throughout the years, Williams had many obstacles to overcome professionally and personally. Her strength comes from her background. Her parents raised her to love herself and taught her to chase every ball on the court. Serena Jamaica Williams was born in Saginaw, Michigan to Richard Williams and Oracene Price. She always had to win, irrespective of what it was. Be it a talent show card, she had to be the winner. She would sit on cards and they let her do it. They gave it to her even if she didn't win. I think it affects her to this day because she hates losing. In 1983, the family moved to Compton, California after learning that top female tennis players can earn thousands of dollars per tournament. Richard was determined to see his 2 youngest girls succeed. Richard eventually retired from his job to coach the full-time girls. Serena is a quick learner and had a drive like no other in 1991. She played her first junior tournament at 9 and made it to the final, where she faced Venus for that particular tournament. In 1991, they met with their first high-profile professional, Coach Rick Macci, in Compton. A few months later, the family moved to Florida so that Serena and Venus could train with him at Greenleaf Golf and Tennis Resort in Haines City. On October 28, 1995 at 14, Serena made her pro debut in Quebec in the qualifying tie at the Bell Challenge, where she initially lost in less than an hour. Her parents didn't want her to go pro until she was 16, but Serena was determined to test out her skills against others. Unfortunately, Serena lost many matches to tennis legend Nick Bollettieri. Serena started winning at age 16. Serena and partner Max Murray won the mixed doubles title at Wimbledon. After 2 months at the US Open, Serena also won her first doubles pro title in Oklahoma City with Venus. Serena and Venus won 2 more doubles titles together. In 1997, Serena Williams won her first primary draw win, 2 more against number 7 and number 2 seeds, and became a 9-time major champion. She lost during the semi-finals, but the 16 had already made her point. On September 11, 1999, at only 17, Serena won her first Grand Slam title at the US Open, defeating Martina Hingis, becoming the first African-American woman to win a Grand Slam singles title after Althea Gibson in 1958. She made history by being the first African-American woman to win a major in the Open era. The win put her in 4th place. Dominance did not follow immediately. Venus initially began to stack up major titles, winning 4 of 6 Grand Slam titles between 2000 and 2001. Then, Serena rose above her sister. By 2004, she was one of the greatest players and one of the most destructive ball strikers. The Williams sisters had stepped into the sport at a time art and patience were fundamental features of most players. They didn't invent the power game. Seles, Davenport, Capriata, and Mary Pierce preceded them. but their serving and athleticism took it to unthinkable places. As important as it was in the history of women's tennis, that first peak of Serena's was short-lived in the context of her 26-year career. By the end of 2003, she had undergone knee surgery, and then her world was devastated by the murder of her sister, Yetunde. Her following years would be marked by depression, inactivity, and dropping rankings, a fall that set the stage for one of her several legendary comebacks, as she won the Australian Open in 2007. As her career grew and she moved further from her athletic peak, Serena's all-time great serve became an even more core part of her game. Technically, it was perfect, says Carrillo. It was divine. Her toss never changed. It just never varied, so you could not read it well. Her serve wide to the opposite court is, I think, my favorite service of all time. Shriver was one of the best servers of her time, and she believes that Serena's serve has changed the entire game. I think more people are coming to know that in the women's game, the service is needed to be a weapon, Shriver says. I think that is one of her legacies. I feel the service in women's games in the last 10 years has been noted and worked on more. In January of 2017, Serena won her 23rd major title and her last to date by dominating the Australian Open while pregnant with daughter Alexis Olympia Ohanian. She defeated Venus 6-4, 6-4 in the final. She had learned about the pregnancy just before the tournament began, taking a test as a joke after a friend proposed she might be with child. "I did a double take and my heart fell," Serena says. Like, oh my god, this can't be. I've got to play a tournament. How am I going to play in the Australian Open? My focus was on winning Wimbledon this year. Serena's legacy was not only seen in her game. At the US Open, a simple look at the number of people of color present and black fans underlines how their success has influenced who watches, participates, and claims it as their own. When you walk around the courts now versus 25 years ago, it looks different, says Shriver. They've changed who comes to watch tennis and who plays. There's a big legacy right there. And also who plays it at the top level. Before the Williams sisters, Zina Garrison and Yvonne Goolagong were the only black women in the Open era to reach Grand Slam finals. Madison Keys, Naomi Osaka, Sloane Stephens, and Coco Gauff have achieved that prominence in the past decade alone. Years after this grand farewell is finished, more will follow. Well, that's it for today. What are your thoughts on women's tennis influence in our world? Let us know in the comments below. Also, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and smash the bell icon now to stay updated. See you soon. Until then, stay safe.